Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Helvetica Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands, which is a country in Europe, which is on the other side of the world. Yes, I'm an American. I moved here to play football, and I do football content every Monday and Friday on this channel, but I do vlog every single day. It's kind of a weird diary, helps keep track of things. If you're wondering how someone who plays football and is American plays football overseas, is where to go. And plus how I just normally live my life. Things haven't been necessarily great recently for my daily vlogs, and today is going to be basically talking about mental health and stuff. My team is currently on what is called a winterstop, which is just, it's a break for December that takes place in the winter time. It's probably a holdover from when there was extended, Christmas vacations or something like that. I know in the States we have Christmas break and everybody calls it Christmas break, but it's just like the Christmas New Year's thing and whatnot. And there's a whole holiday festivals, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. States just, they're never gonna be normal. Anyways, so yeah, but with the Dutch, it's their big holiday for children is at the beginning of the month, December, and then at the end, there's Kerst and New Year's, which are big family get-together, gift-giving, but not religious in any way, and then New Year's, which is one of the only times they can blow off fireworks. And yeah, it's that time of year. They're starting to test off their riggings for Hemel-Orlog, is what I call it. It's a sky war. Anyways, so this mental health thing idea here comes in two parts, because I've been seeing a lot of things on TikTok about the last pads, the final time I'm taking off my pads because you're not going on to college. This is, and this can be one of those where you are ending football. To be fair, in semi-pro in the States and club sports here, there's always the joke that nobody ever retires. It's just extended sabbaticals because they have to be critically injured to not come back eventually. Willie, if you guys watch those, he's going back to football. He spent most of it, 2 years off. And now he's going back for a Seattle team or something. But yeah. Anyways, but I know that many high schoolers, hang up the pads, hang up the cleats, turn in the pads for one last time because it's their senior year and their season didn't go as well or an injury took them out. I know that's what happened my first season here. An injury took me out for a whole season, and I idly, I get how that feels. I didn't really understand because I spent a lot of time being really new to the sport. There are various other reasons, being openly gay and in the States trying to play football that coaches would be weird. Anyways, so thankfully that is not a problem here because the sport, it's just European culture. If you're American, you can just oh, European. Okay, yeah, whatever. Even in the last times, what do you do? I don't know how to answer that because I haven't reached that yet. It does bother me. It does weigh on me. As a high schooler, I can tell that most people don't think about it, but then sometimes the grades don't work, the college money doesn't happen, you don't get into any college, you don't get that, no scouts pick you up, so you're going to a community college for 2 years, and at that point, you're just going to be going and doing so much schooling that there's no point in continuing football because whatever. Or you just were never good enough and you're going to a college that's a D1 athletics and you're not there, so you don't play football anymore. That's entirely possible. And I've brought up in other videos that if you're in the States and you're hanging up your cleats, I understand that college sports are the next progression point, but after a while everyone has to hang up their cleats and move on with their life. But there is always semi-pro, and don't think of it as a weird name, as I know in the soccer crowd, semi-pro means you're somewhat paid. And yes, there are teams in California and Florida and places down in the South that are paid to an extent. They're not paid a lot, they're not millionaires, but they are paid to the point where they're discounted from ever playing college again because of NCAA rules. So yeah, you can't do that, or you can always do that one. Plus, the ones that I played in the States, they were just club sports. We paid a fee. The team rented a field from the school districts, played, and we paid our own way to get to games, or people gave rides to those that, didn't necessarily have long distance cars. Other parts of and leading from like the end of football is, well, okay, what happens when that last season wasn't your greatest? Or let's just say your previous season wasn't your greatest. I mean, my little idea here is that I moved here, scouted out a couple teams, about 4 teams, and decided to go with the Hurricanes. So we had some practices, and then there were some like rookies games, and had all that stuff. That's where I picked up number 44. Then we had our winter break. Then after that, we went to a football camp, which is my first one ever, because they don't do that in the States. But here it's a bit different. That was fun, but I still felt weird because I was very new to just living in Europe, and everyone was very comfortable with each other, and I was the new guy, and I don't do that very well because I was diagnosed as autistic when I was 23. And I have, only in the last 6 months on TikTok have I been realizing that a lot of the excuses I've used in life are matching up with other people who happen to have pretty severe ADHD. So I need to work on that one. Maybe get worked out for that. But that's the thing. I'm not your perfect athlete. I'm not the one that went to, I didn't find football till I was in my 30s. I didn't find, I knew about football. I wanted to play it, and now, with all the drama that happened in the States, then moving abroad, having a season-ending injury when my collarbone broke into 4 pieces. And then I was like, I'll just heal back. I'll come back. And then things was going great. Things were doing good. Had a couple good preseason games. And then we had 2 games, and then the pandemic hit. And then everything's been rocky ever since then. We've been closed gyms, in and out of lockdowns, random practices, 6 feet apart practices. You try to do that one on football. And then just this, that, and the other thing. And now it seems like with all the various problems of like starting in 2014 and it's now 2021, this is like my 8th or 9th season going through various teams. 1, 2, 3, this is my 4th team. And I just, it feels like, and then being told that I'm not starting anymore. And I just was like, can I get better? I've spent this long doing all this stuff at practices, but I don't know. And it hits me really hard. And part of the issue is that I don't feel externally in very many safe places. A lot of people are probably getting their own issues about the pandemic and lockdowns, and they're going crazy, and it's reflecting around, but I don't have a place to be myself anymore. People talk about football as a brotherhood, and I don't know what that means. I don't know how to activate that. People say you just gotta not think, and I don't know how to not think. I'm thinking maybe I should start, medicating for ADHD, see if I can quiet the voice. Not think about everything that happens across my way. It makes me great at YouTuber because I can sit here and, edit on the fly while I'm recording. And, be like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that. And then make a jump cut. There wasn't anything that happened there. I just wanted to make a jump cut for drama effects. And so there are times where you think, is this it? Is this the end? Have I tried everything? Have I tried as hard as I could? Sometimes you think that you haven't. At least for me, if I've tried everything, this is the end, because I'm sliding backwards. If this isn't the end, then have I been trying hard the entire time when I thought I was? Was I giving it 10 when I really was only giving it 7? Or am I giving it 11 and it's still not working? I don't know. Part of the issue is the fact that the Dutch being the Dutch guys in and of themselves don't talk with each other very well. And then the Dutch just don't mindlessly talk. I feel very alone on my team, and The moment I start feeling a bit comfortable, everyone starts feeling weird. So it's like, can I be me or can I not be me? Everyone says to be myself, and I don't know how to be myself because I can't let my guard down, because I need to protect something that means a lot to me. But maybe it means too much. How can that be? I don't know. But that's pretty much that. I just needed to express some things. I have no content for today. No comments have been coming in about football. Like, no questions for me to answer. Just comments that'll be covered on Friday's video. But Monday, there's nothing. There's an event going on there's a big soccer, football thing going on amongst a couple clubs at the fields out there. We're striking up private training with some guy at the gym here next week. This week, it's Sunday. Whatever. It's been a really boring video, but it's December. Football's over in the States pretty much, and I'll keep making content until June. And things start becoming of interest again.